GoPro's a little bit shaky, I guess. This here is my CBR250R. As you can see, it's a little bit muddy, and that's because my brother has been riding it to work, so about there. But yeah, let's take this out for the first time. That is an Aprilia 125cc RS, I think it's called. Could use a fender eliminator, actually. That one's actually quite noticeable. The fender eliminator on this one here, I don't find is that big of a difference. But yeah, that's a Yamaha R1. Okay, so let's take a look at the controls here. Looks pretty similar to what I had on my scooter. So kill switch, ignition, high beam, low beam. Turn signal you push in. This turn signal, you have to push it quite far actually to actually get it to turn, but I'm sure it will feel pretty natural. Frame sliders, Yoshimura, they're quite beefy. The kickstand is rather simple. A lot easier to use than the one on my scooter because it's only on one side. Let's just roll it back out of the garage here. So first start up. Clutch is in. It's in neutral. Oh, turn signal is on. We're at 2,652 Ks. So we're in neutral right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but let's put in gear. It's kind of hard to throw it in the first gear. Although it's my first time doing it, you know, just kick down once. Okay, let's see how this clutch feels. Okay, so that's where it catches. Okay. Okay, not bad. Gets going. That's 15K. 4,000 RPM. You let off the gas or the throttle and it's quite jerky. As with any manual car in even first gear, on most manual cars it's like that. So let's clutch in. You only need... Oh, the brakes are good. Much better than the ones on my scooter. Let's engage first gear again. You know what? This thing is really comfortable. I'm really confident on it. I'm not that great with the gearbox, being my first time out, but the handling characteristics at these speeds is really comfortable. Okay, let's try an upshift. Quite jerky there, but that will do. Turn signal to the right. Oh, it's so jerky on and off the gas. Let's kick it down in the front. Ooh, I like it. There's not that much power, so the throttle is quite easy to modulate. Ooh, that was going 30 in the alley. It was a bit fast. Okay, yeah, so far that was pretty fun. And the transmission is quite easy to work when you're aggressive with it. I don't know why I had a hard time. Actually, this is probably something I should do, is probably put into neutral when I'm parked. So that's neutral halfway up. So that way I can let off the clutch and I'm okay. Mirrors are, this one's a little bit far out, but that's how my brother has it set, so I'm not going to bother too much about it. But should we go around the block again? There's no traffic. You know what? It's pretty loud though. At 5,000 RPM, this thing's got a 10,500 RPM red line. I think I hit about 5,000 RPM, I don't remember. But that was pretty loud, and I felt like I was going pretty fast. I'm also pretty cold. These gloves are really ventilated. I got these for my scooter for summer riding, so... Okay, so how do you put it in the first gear? Okay, so that's in first gear now. I don't know why it seems kind of tricky. Let's try to go without any gas. Feet off the ground. Now there is a slight incline here. Whoa, that's a bit tricky, yeah. So I'm not good at that. I just have to remember when I'm off the throttle, I need to clutch in a bit. so I don't get like all like jackrabbity. That was just me. Well, cool. Sometimes my neighbors go quite fast into the alleyway. This is 7,000 RPM. That's first. Oh, see, that almost bit me there. Got really a little overzealous into first gear there. But this bike quite easy to handle. I've like almost fallen off on my scooter before. I wasn't even scared there. That's probably a bad thing. Yeah, I got a lot of learning to do. But this is fun. This is fun. Let's try to do a U-turn. That's one of the things I need to do for my skills test. Oh, almost didn't make it. Almost crashed. Oh, I stalled it. Huh, it doesn't really do anything when you stall. I thought it would be jerkier than that. A bit of burning smell. Probably not so good on the clutch, being a new rider. You know what? It's not hard getting around, I have to say. That was pretty fun. I almost died. Not really, just kidding. That is a lot less nerve-wracking than I thought it would be. And I can respect it. It's, you know, what I really have to get down right now is the different controls. So the transmission, you know, up and down, that's relatively intuitive. But the clutch pedal and how much brake to grab, you know, the balance between front and rear brakes, that's definitely something I need work on. And you know, I haven't even looked at lane positioning and, you know, blind spots or changing lane, that kind of stuff. You know, how to take a turn. So, long way to go, but at least stop and go, you know, I'm pretty comfortable with that now. But yeah, as far as handling characteristics go, it's quite easy. I actually find it more comfortable than my scooter. It's quite forgiving, and the throttle is forgiving. Now the clutch does grab pretty strong. Well, that's probably just me. I mean, you know, experienced riders will probably be like, well, this clutch is barely there. Actually, the experience is kind of like getting into a brand new manual transmission car that you've never driven. You don't know where the clutch catch point is. You don't know how aggressive it will grab and that kind of thing. Having some bit of manual driving experience, that definitely seems like an asset. I'm pretty excited to learn. I'm gonna go riding school in the spring. Right now it's November, so there's still a long way to go. Probably another 3 more months and $800 later. Yeah, this bike seems like a fun time. My brother is riding it, you know, to and from work, so it can't be too bad to ride. I think he seems to like it, because he had a R1, which is that one right there, and that one's, you know, way faster bike, probably more than 5 times the horsepower, and it's much more heavy. So for around town, I mean, he says this is a pretty fun bike. I paid $2,900 for it, taxes and whatnot. Insurance was, I believe, about $200 for 3 months. $300, $250 maybe. But yeah, I hope to be making a few more of these videos as I learn this bike a bit better. And I'm not going to be using this gear for much longer because I have a lot of stuff coming. Today is Black Friday and I actually ordered a ton of different stuff. I have some Kevlar jeans coming, I have some gauntlet gloves, I have a leather jacket, leather pants, a lot of fun stuff. You know, this is going to be a start of a new journey for me. Moving up from the scooter to the bike, it's, you know, something I can actually take more than 15K from home. Haven't ridden the scooter too far. I've ridden it, you know, for a long time. Yeah, haven't ridden that one too far. But I still can't hear the turn signal, and until I look down, I don't see that it's on. I don't even know if it makes a sound, actually. Let's listen to it. How do you get... Look at me, I'm such a noob, I can't even put the key in. Let's see. Oh yeah, it doesn't make any sound. Well, that's why it's been so hard to ride, or so hard to notice. Because it doesn't make any sound. Now, how does this stuff work? I don't even know how any of this stuff works. So, like the gas cap, I don't know. Like that. Push lock. Ah, that's easier to operate than the one on my scooter, and I believe this opens somehow like this. And you can just store insurance paper, maybe the manual, try some tools. This you can hang your helmet off of, I think. I don't know how this thing works. But yeah, I'm gonna get a bit more in depth with this bike as we go. I'll just show you the frame sliders here. The Yoshimura ones, they're no cut, so that's great. And you can also get a Shogun one that goes somewhere, I believe somewhere here, so you don't damage the engine, you know, keep it looking pretty. But that's the Yoshimura. So you get, it's pretty beefy actually. I don't know if you can replace just this part if you ever drop it. You know, it'll keep the frame in pretty good condition. You know, the turn signal is probably going to break and probably have some small things to fix, like the mirrors and stuff. I don't know too much about these things. I know you can get like the whatever you call this, swing arm sliders, and also bar end sliders. Oh, actually these are sliders, aren't they? Aren't these, they look like some kind of slider, because they look kind of replaceable. I don't know how much of this is stock. You know, the only thing I know we put on is that and the fender eliminator.